Meanwhile, earnings really driving the story. Shares of SAP up better than 3% this morning. Take a look. The technology company reported increase in profits of 73% from a year ago. The results coming amid uncertainty over Britain's vote to leave the European Union. SAP, headquartered in Germany. Joining me right now over the phone from Germany is SAP CEO Bill McDermott. Bill, thanks very much for joining us this morning. Can you tell us what drove the quarter?
Hey, Maria, thank you very much. Well, it's really a trifecta of three things, Maria. Our core business grew in double digits. Our cloud business continued to grow plus 33%. And, of course, our operating income grew in double digits, as you mentioned in the introduction. The big idea is innovation. You know, we have a new architecture, HANA, which is now a business suite, and it's connecting buyers and sellers, and it's driving revenue and better cost basis for our customers. So it's all about results.
Yeah, HANA has been really one of the jewels of your business for a while now, and the cloud business is expanding. Can you give us a sense of what customers are doing? You know, we talk every day about the fact that the economy has been at really a crawl, and you're not seeing a lot of business spending. Are you seeing an increase in business spending from your customers right now?
We are, Maria, in the areas that drive revenue. As a big example, if you take personalized health, the idea of personalizing medicine to the individual consumer. That happens in healthcare, but it also happens with connected fitness. Take great companies like Under Armour that want to connect their athlete and connect that consumer to their own data so they can have a healthier lifestyle. That would be an example. Another example would be every CEO out there needs to connect their consumer to their offering in every channel. Sometimes that's going to be direct-to-consumer on the internet, other times wholesaler or retailer. But I need to know your personal dynamics, what you do in social media, what your past buying patterns were, and I need to know it in real time so I can make a sale. That's why HANA and this new architecture of having everything in real time is so essential to growth.
Yeah, that's a great point, because you really are seeing healthcare and technology among the areas in the economy that actually see growth. That's a fair statement, that's where the growth will come from in terms of those two industries.
Well, that's an example, but, you know, then you can look at companies like ATB Financial, which you know well, and we're already experimenting on international blockchain trades with them. If you look at machine learning, we're already taking the processes associated with managing talent, like how do I recruit lots of people and pinpoint the perfect person to the perfect profile in a job description. That's all machine learning. Like the IoT, how do I connect my things to my consumers and have software as the layer in between that enriches and makes that conversation more relevant. So all of these things are going to be held together by business software, which is the most innovative part of the technology stack. It's also the closest one to the user, and that's where the money is. I think you're going to see commodity tech continue to come under high pressure and ever-increasing pressure on price, which is why I'm glad I'm not on that end of the technology stack.
Yeah, that's a great point, Bill. So Germany, among the stronger economies in the European Union. Give us a sense of what the UK's exit from the EU has done. Has it affected your company? Has it affected the EU so far? And what are your expectations on Britain exiting the European Union?
Well, Maria, as you know, the idea of a more nationalistic point of view is not unique to the UK. We see this in other parts of the world and in some ways even in the United States. Our business in UK grew in double digits in the cloud, and in fact it grew faster in the cloud than the corporate average in the heat of the Brexit debate, which means that as a company thinks about, okay, I've got a currency problem, I've got a supply chain problem, I might have to have a sales force that goes direct to consumer, or I might start having to sell my products in non-UK markets. All of these conversations enriched the SAP software sales portfolio, and that will always happen. For example, when we saw the debt crisis in Greece, or we saw the questions about China growth, all these things increased our pipeline and ultimately led to more sales. So that's the thought leadership, the business software, connecting the problem to a solution is where we make money.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, companies need to be efficient. They need technology. They need some of the products you're talking about. Bill, look around the world for us. In the next couple of years, where do you think much of the growth comes from? Is it the U.S.? Is it Europe? Is it Asia? You're all over the world. What's the biggest opportunity, geographically speaking?
Well, for us, it's kind of interesting. We have a unique brand in Europe. So while others see very slow growth in Europe, Europe was our fastest growing market in the world this quarter. And the sustenance of our brand and its ability to stretch across Europe and new markets and industries remains ever relevant. We see a lot of opportunity in the Middle East. There's plenty of things going on in the Middle East where there's a leapfrogging of legacy and a big move to cloud where you can really reinvent the business experience for your consumer and do it on a global level. So we've got a lot of plans for the Middle East. Obviously, Asia is the big one. When you think about India and you think about China, I mean, these are two have-to-have markets if you're a company like ours, and the United States remains the most strategic market in the world because if you don't have the U.S., you can get all the other stuff in the next 2 years and still not make your goals. So you got to have the U.S.
All right, we will leave it there. Bill, good stuff. Good to talk with you. Thank you so much. We will see you soon, sir.
Thank you so much, Maria.
Bill McDermott
All the very best. Bye-bye.